Hey, what's up guys, AceTech here, and today we're going to be talking about Nintendo's next generation console, the Nintendo NX. In gaming, the Nintendo NX has been one of the most talked about and speculated devices, from Xbox fans to PlayStation fans, and even the glorious PC Master Race. Gamers all around the world are curious as to what Nintendo's next console will be. Well, no more. Today on Dragon Ball... Wait, what? What do you mean I'm at the wrong show?
Here we go!
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
You mean you haven't played it yet? We can play it on my Nintendo Entertainment System.
Hey, what's up guys, this is AceTech here, and I apologize for that mistake in the beginning. I thought this was my audition for the narrator of Dragon Ball Z. Now that we've got everything straightened out, what exactly is the Nintendo NX? Well, that's a really good question. Let's start with what we definitely know about the NX. First of all, Nintendo is going to officially announce the console this year. And since NX is just a code name, we will also hear the official name for the console. And no, it won't be called Wii U 2 or Wii 3. If it was Microsoft, I guess they'd call it Wii 1. Now I know what you're thinking. How do you know this? Well, secretly, I am Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president of Nintendo America, in disguise. Not funny? Okay, well, Nintendo released a statement saying that they are dropping the Wii branding, and that the Nintendo NX will be completely unique. We also definitely know that the Nintendo NX is a home console. Last year, the real Reggie Fils-Aimé was interviewed, and he stated, and I quote, "We've also said publicly that we are already hard at work on our next home console, and that will be another element we'll be talking about much later." End quote. Alright, cool. So the Nintendo NX is a new home console from Nintendo, and it will be announced this year. So, what about the games? What kind of games are going to be on the Nintendo NX? Well, recently a indie developer came out and said that they are developing a game called Puzzle Box for the Nintendo NX. Get out of here! Where do those things keep coming from? Anyway, in all seriousness, apparently Puzzle Box is using some sort of gimmick that the developer couldn't talk about yet. And to be honest, this leaves me puzzled. They're gone. Okay, hopefully that'll be the last time we hear from them. There's also one more game that we know about that is coming to the Nintendo NX, Dragon Quest XI. And actually, funny enough, the developers of Dragon Quest, after originally confirming Dragon Quest XI for the Nintendo NX, released another statement saying that they are only considering it for the console. Personally, I think that was a soft confirmation that Dragon Quest XI will be coming to the Nintendo NX. But who knows for sure? And that is about all we can say is definitely true about the Nintendo NX. Don't worry, there is loads more information about the Nintendo NX. The only thing is that this information has not been confirmed by Nintendo, but it is from an incredibly reliable source, the Wall Street Journal. Last year, on October 16th, Takashi Mochizuki of Wall Street Journal, Tokyo, reported that development kits for the Nintendo NX had begun to ship. He also stated that Nintendo plans to introduce the NX this year. Mr. Takashi may have been onto something, as the indie game Puzzle Box has already been confirmed to be an NX game that was modified for Steam. And since developers have had their hands on the NX hardware long enough to complete games, we can come to the conclusion that all of the information Mr. Takahashi talked about in his article is correct. Now, what else did Mr. Takashi say in his article? Well, Mr. Takashi stated that the NX is indeed a home console and a handheld console. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. And you should be, as the possibilities for a console handheld hybrid are endless. But that's not all! Mr. Takashi went on to say that the NX devices will be using industry-leading chips after criticism that the Wii U couldn't match its competitors. Now, I don't know about you, but I love Doritos. Like, I really like Dorito chips. And if the NX has Dorito chips, that would be amazing. Like, if it could print, like, Dorito chips out the front, like, that would be awesome. Okay, I see how it is. Well, that's about all the information Mr. Takashi provided. And of course, none of this information has been confirmed by Nintendo. But I believe everything Mr. Takashi mentioned in this article is 100% correct. Now I can practically see the comment section. Yo, you are so gullible. Why do you believe that guy when the NX is actually a mobile phone? And it don't got them gigaflops, it got them teraflops. Alright, you guys have to admit, that one was pretty good. And, oh, Reggie, what's up?
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And you beat me at Mario Kart 7 once. It's time to pay up.
Hey, Reggie, can't this wait? I'm talking about the Nintendo NX.
Bill!
Reggie, are you okay?
My body is ready.
So I was able to get away from Reggie Fils-Aimé. That was actually Reggie Fils-Aimé and not Reggie Fils-Aimé. They look very similar. But Reggie Fils-Aimé actually wears a pair of dark shades. So if you ever see him, you know, just make sure to run. I think I lost him, so we're going to continue. There have been a number of patents Nintendo has filed as of late depicting some very interesting devices. One is a console we've never seen before that doesn't have a disc drive, and we have another one showing a very weird looking controller. There are other patents such as a device that watches you in your sleep. I am not kidding, by the way, that's not a joke. There is a patent of a device that literally like displays something on your ceiling and it watches you while you sleep. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But the discless console and the weird-looking controller could be something to do with the NX. Now, if you look at the patent for the discless console, it looks like any regular console, of course, lacking a disc drive. But there is one extra thing that stands out to me, and that is the card slot. And if you look closely at the card slot, there's an arrow leading directly to the processor, and then from the processor, there's an arrow leading directly to the image output unit. Now, on one hand, I could be overlooking this, and then on the other hand, this console could be using cartridges.
Oh my God!
Thank you. Now, why on earth would Nintendo be wanting to go back to cartridges? Well, if we look at the Wii U's disc drive, we see it's using a modified version of a Blu-ray disc to read games. And on the Wii U, when you put in a disc, the game is read right from the disc and displayed on your television. Now, if we look at the Xbox One and the PS4, those two consoles are using game discs to install the game onto a hard drive within the console. And then from the hard drive, the game is read and displayed on your television. Okay, AceTech, I hear you, but why does that even matter? Well, first of all, game file sizes are becoming increasingly big these days, at 50 and 60 gigs even sometimes. And if you do the math, that means you can only store a handful of games on a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And since games on the PS4 and the Xbox One can't really be read directly from the disc because they're just much too big, the Wii U looks to be the last console of its kind, where games will be read directly from the disc and played. Now, cartridges could fix that issue. Cartridges have a much faster read speed than discs do, so Nintendo wouldn't have to include a huge hard drive in the NX home console. And game cards would make it so the same games could be played on a portable device. In this case, that portable device is the portable NX. Now, because I know someone will mention this in the comment section, memory cards are becoming cheaper and cheaper, and their storage sizes are growing and growing. There exists a micro SD card that has an 128 gigabyte capacity that is as big as my thumbnail. And there aren't too many games that I know of that are actually 128 gigabytes. So Nintendo could do this. Not to mention they already have a company making 3DS cards for them. So they could just transfer that company that is making the 3DS cards and have them produce the NX game cards. And wow, was that a mouthful. Alright, on to the next patent. Okay, here we have a Wii U gamepad looking controller, but it's lacking the X and Y buttons and the ZL and ZR buttons. This controller also features two clickable scroll wheels, very similar to something you'd find on a regular Windows mouse. Now, I honestly have no idea what to make of this, and it could be anything. It could be something that they scrapped early on, or it could be something they actually plan to use with the NX. Who knows for sure? Now, the other controller patent looks more like a traditional controller, but this controller is lacking any physical buttons on the front, featuring an oblong-shaped screen with two analog sticks. Now, this is another patent in which they might have scrapped it early on, or maybe this has something to do with the other patent, and they could be using ideas from both and combining it into one. But on the whole, both of these ideas are insane, and it just screams Nintendo. Now, I made up a couple rough sketches of what I think the NX will look like, and I am in no way, shape, or form an artist, so they look really rough. Please forgive me. Here is my idea of what the front of the NX could look like. We have two USB 3.0 ports and a game card slot. And I also imagine the NX being very compact because after all, it is Japanese. So I wouldn't be expecting anything as big as the Xbox One, for example. Moving on, we can see some information at the bottom there. I think the NX will feature 8 gigs of RAM, a 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte hard drive, and I think it will be capable of 4K video output. For the rear, we have another 2 USB ports, a port for the power supply, HDMI out, and a Wii sensor bar port. And I kind of compiled my ideas for the portable NX and the NX controller all in one device. So I believe the NX controller slash the NX portable will have a high definition sharp display, an internal processor so it can run games on its own, and of course a lithium ion battery. And I also noted there with the explanation point that it will be a new way to play. So I expect the NX controller or the NX portable to be something crazy, something, you know, that we've never seen before, something out of left field, something we would never imagine. And if what we saw in those patents is indeed the Nintendo NX, I think Nintendo is going to yet again change the game. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed What is NX2? This was a huge project for me. It was gigantic. This took probably about a month of planning to make. You know, I spent a lot of time putting together the, you know, the images you guys saw in this video. And, you know, it took a lot of time editing and, you know, kind of just perfecting my voice performance. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys would hit that like button, you know, leave a comment. What do you guys think the NX is? You know, it's still a big question. You know, we do know many things about the NX. As much as people like to say, oh, we don't know anything about it, we do know a lot about it, actually. If you actually believe that Wall Street Journal article, like you probably should, actually. It's very accurate, and there's no reason why you shouldn't believe it. If you believe that Wall Street Journal article, if you believe Reggie Fils-Aimé, of course, the real Reggie Fils-Aimé, if you believe him saying that it's a home console, we know a lot about it, you know? So, you know, knowing what I've said in this video, please, you know, leave a comment in the comment section below. You know, leave a rate. You know, if you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button. You know, let me know in the comment section what I did wrong. Maybe something you'd like me to change. Maybe my jokes were just too stale. You know, towards the end, I actually tried to stop making jokes so it didn't become too cringe-like. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, regardless, even if you didn't enjoy it. What do you guys think the NX is? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to have a discussion with you guys. This has been AceTechHD. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.
My body is ready.
It's me, Mario!